Hi, my name is Kayla Williams and this is Zach Ruggenberg. We both have never been to Australia, so we decided to do our presentation on Australian business etiquette to help inform the class on proper etiquette for traveling to Australia on business. Our favorite part of choosing this country is all of the fun facts we have learned. My favorite is that Australians feel the term g'day is overused by tourists and simply prefer hello. We will be going over many different topics. The main points will be meeting etiquette, dining etiquette, proper communication, appearance, behavior, Australian modesty, gift-giving etiquette, negotiating and decision-making, and facts that are good to know to help you better understand the people you are dealing with. So we will each be telling you about the topics one by one, and after each topic we will tell you a fact about Australia. Here is one of the facts. Australia is home to nearly 5 million immigrants from 160 countries, so it is very rich in diversity. They are very easygoing and friendly. Modesty and equality are something they strive for.
Now, the most important thing to remember if you're traveling on business is business etiquette. Here are some meeting etiquette do's and don'ts. Do partake in some initial small talk before business meeting begins. Australians use this as a way of establishing rapport with their colleagues, and it is an important part of business etiquette. Do keep a certain amount of distance when in conversation with your Australian counterparts. Personal space is highly valued in Australian culture. Do maintain good, direct eye contact with your Australian colleagues during all business meetings and conversations, as this helps establish trust. Don't over-exaggerate or boast about your company's abilities or build up business information. Self-importance is not favored quality in Australian culture. Therefore, you should remain modest and unassuming at all times. Don't discuss aspects of your personal life during business negotiations. Privacy is an important element of everyday life in Australia. Don't use aggressive sales techniques while negotiating. Your Australian business colleagues will dislike being pressured and may be put off by this approach. Something not a lot of people know is the population of Australia is over 21 million people.
Usually when you're in another country, it is polite for people to invite you to dinner or to their home. Always arrive on time or a few minutes early for dinner. The person who makes the invitation generally pays the bill in restaurants. However, it isn't unusual for friends to split the bill. Australians follow continental-style dining etiquette. Fork held in the left hand, knife in the right. Barbecues, which are very informal cookouts, are popular in Australia. Sometimes guests bring their own meat or other items. The guest of honor is generally seated to the right of the host. Soup should be eaten by moving the spoon away from you, not toward you. Lay the knife or fork parallel on the plate at 525 position when finished eating. Keep your hands above the table and elbows off the table. Offer to help with meal preparation and clean up when being entertained in a home. Do not say, "I'm stuffed" after a meal. This means you are pregnant. The ethnic makeup of Australia is 92% Caucasian, 7% Asian, and 1% Aboriginal or other.
Communication is very important no matter what country you're in. Here are things to help you with your next trip to Australia. English is a spoken language. Shake hands when meeting and leaving. Although uncommon, some women may greet each other with a kiss on the cheek. Exchanging business cards is common among professional workers. Australians are friendly, open, but directness and brevity are valued. Opinions are respected, and opinionated discussions are entertaining. Be an active listener and ask if you do not understand something in the conversation. Do not hype yourself, your company, or your information. Sightseeing and sports are good conversational topics. Afternoon tea is going to be right around 4 o'clock. Tea is between 6 and 8, and it is an evening meal. Supper will be a late night meal or snack.
The next topic we'll be discussing is appearance. Australians wear a fashion similar to those worn by Europeans and North Americans. For business, men should wear conservative jackets and ties. During the summer months, jackets are often removed. Women should wear skirts and blouses or dresses. Men wear a conservative dark business suit and tie. Women may wear a dress or skirt and blouse for business. Informal clothing is appropriate when not attending business functions. Casual pants are fine for both men and women. Men should not become physically demonstrative with another man or wink at a woman.
Behavior is a big part of how you are viewed by your peers. That is why it's best to know what is acceptable if you're going somewhere new. Being punctual is very critical. Maintaining good eye contact during meetings and conversations. A single male passenger using a taxi will sit in the front seat. Gift giving is not a practice during business. You may bring a small gift of chocolate, wine, or flowers if invited to someone's home. When you're paying for a round of drinks, do not pick up the tab out of turn, and make sure you pay when it is your turn. Should you approach a line, or they call it a queue, go to the end or the back and wait your turn. Do not litter in Australia. And a really good thing to know is not to comment on anyone's accent. Accents often distinguish a social class.
The next topic we'll be discussing is gift-giving etiquette. It is not customary to exchange business gifts during initial meetings. Small gifts are commonly exchanged with family members, close friends, and neighbors on birthdays and Christmas. Tradespeople, such as sanitation workers, may be given a small amount of cash, or more likely a bottle of wine or a six-pack of beer. If invited to someone's home for dinner, it is polite to bring a box of chocolates or flowers to the hostess. A good quality bottle of wine is always appreciated. It is customary that gifts are opened when received. Here is a map of Australia, which we wanted to use so we can show you where the capital, Canberra, is. It is in the southeast corner of the country.
Negotiating and decision-making are big processes in the business world. Australians get down to business quickly with a minimum amount of small talk. They are quiet, quite direct, and expect the same in return. They appreciate brevity and are not impressed by too much detail. Negotiations proceed quickly. Bargaining is not customary. They will expect your initial proposal to have only a small margin for bargaining. They do not like high-pressure techniques. Decision-making is concentrated at the top of the company, although decisions are made after consultation with subordinates, which can make decision-making slow and protracted. Something that is good to know is the Australian currency is called the Australian dollar. There's usually exchange booths at the airport.
Australians are very modest people. They are very down to earth and always mindful of not giving the impression that they think they are better than anyone else. They value authenticity, sincerity, and loathe pretentiousness. Australians prefer people who are modest, humble, self-depreciating, and with a sense of humor. They do not draw attention to their academic or other achievements and tend to distrust people who do. They often downplay their own success, which may make them appear not to be achievement-oriented. The last fact we have for you is to avoid discussions about the treatment of the Aboriginal people.
Well, that's all we have for you today. We hope you enjoyed the great information that we have shared today about Australia. And just remember, no matter where you go in business, you want to make sure you're prepared ahead of time. Thank you.